Many women are still clinging to the fantasy of finding a tall, rich, and handsome man, only willing to choose men from wealthy families, while they won't even glance at men of more ordinary means. This vicious cycle has led to the awkward situation at the Hangzhou matchmaking event. Over 500 women were present, but not a single man was willing to participate.
To figure out why these men gave up such a rare opportunity, I followed up with those who were absent. Some said they would rather stay home and play video games than attend such a dating event. Even more shocking were those who bluntly admitted that they hadn't actually wanted to attend. It was their parents who signed them up, and they were not interested at all.
Single events where singles go to meet other people are the worst, because that's pretty much just the leftovers and the completely hopeless people that have zero values and zero standards, you know. They just go there in hope that they find someone that they can date.
Yes, if I go to brunch, there's going to be tons of beautiful women, but they're all going to be wearing their best in the highest heels with the most glam, their hair done by the gods. I mean, it's going to be a show. If I am a man looking for a true connection, am I going to be going to a pageant where everybody's done up, or am I going to be looking in other places where I might find someone a little bit more real?
Hello there fellas, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to cover how men all over the world are rejecting women and don't want to attend any singles event or events where they are taken advantage of. Let's see what we got here today.
Recently, an awkward event took place in Hangzhou. I'm sure everyone has heard about it by now. At a grand matchmaking event with over 1,000 people, not a single man showed up. The organizers of the event also implemented a relatively unfair policy. Women could participate for free, while men had to pay double the fee.
So men have to pay just to get rejected, which they can do for free if they just ask someone on public. How is this going to work out? Like, how is this fair?
As a result, more than 500 women, adhering to the principle of better to be single than settle, still made high demands on men, refreshing everyone's perception. Nowadays, fully paying for a house and car has become the minimum standard for matchmaking, but what's surprising is that thousands of older single women have ended up being completely ignored. What exactly has caused this situation? Why are more and more men choosing to remain single rather than get married? Let's take a look at the fascinating story of Hangzhou's matchmaking event with no male participants. Watching this matchmaking event makes us truly understand what is meant by silent resistance. This event in Hangzhou, which was supposed to be eagerly anticipated by both men and women, unexpectedly turned into a modern version of a women's kingdom. On the day of the event, more than 500 women waited expectantly, but not a single man came, making the scene incredibly awkward.
It's crazy what feminism has done to women. Like, they really don't understand that their age matters to guys, and an event like this where it's most probably all older ladies. No younger one would be there probably because she would easily be getting matches without any of these events. It's only the leftover ones who want to be a part of such events, which we all know in China they're called leftover women, whom the men would not pick to marry. They're just desperate, and to make it worse, they're charging men to attend these events.
Does this mean that when it comes to matchmaking, men have completely given up and are indifferent to marriage? In fact, today's standards for choosing a partner have quietly changed. Many older single women still refuse to face reality, instead clinging to outdated mindsets, fixated on pursuing high standards for men. At the same time, the conflict between women's rights and financial power has also become a hot issue in today's society. Some men who had considered attending the event revealed that the fees for men were much higher than for women, set at 800 yuan and 1,000 yuan, while women could attend for free. Considering how hard it is to earn money these days, many men felt that the organizers' approach was quite off-putting. Reality has already proven that the prime time for these older single women has long passed, and they are no longer in demand.
Just like in West, even here in China, the women tend to think that they're independent, financially more successful and all that stuff. So why aren't they paying for this? They should be charged more because they're the one desperate. Men don't care.
Young men without financial means simply cannot afford the high costs of matchmaking, while those with decent financial conditions have no need to attend such events, and certainly don't want to face women with overly arrogant attitudes and excessively harsh requirements. At this point, many women are still clinging to the fantasy of finding a tall, rich, and handsome man, only willing to choose men from wealthy families, while they won't even glance at men of more ordinary means. This vicious cycle has led to the awkward situation at the Hangzhou matchmaking event. Over 500 women were present, but not a single man was willing to participate. Just imagine how awkward that scene must have been. The mindset of modern young people toward marriage has indeed undergone significant changes. Many men have faced repeated setbacks in the pursuit of love and marriage, feeling crushed under the weight of exorbitant bride prices. Some women have even made overly demanding requests, such as requiring the man to fully purchase a house and a car. Under this kind of pressure, many men have chosen to lie flat and no longer actively seek marriage partners.
Would you look at that? Buy an entire house and a car for that woman. Why? And most probably these are leftover women who cannot even give you kids. Yeah, they're most probably around 35, 40. These are the women who are attending these events and they are demanding such thing. Man, and feminism has just ruined everything. It already started from West, now it has reached East. Men are becoming passport bros, flying to different nations to find women. The good thing is, now is the time you can find some decent ones, but the feminism is going to make it more worse as the years pass by, because look at this, even China, who is known for that culture and all that stuff, has such kind of mindset between their women. But maybe I'm just paranoid, I'm just making things up. Maybe I'm wrong, just let me know what you feel in the comment section below.
A few days ago, our matchmaking company organized a dating event in the city center, specifically tailored for bachelors, masters, and PhD holders. This event attracted hundreds of participants, including many single young professionals from well-known companies. Overall, the event was quite successful, with a lively atmosphere on site, and several young couples successfully paired up. It can be said that this was a relatively successful event. However, I was a bit puzzled because, despite the large number of people who signed up, especially male participants, the gender ratio on the day seemed a bit unbalanced. In particular, in sessions with more females, many of the men who had originally registered did not show up. To figure out why these men gave up such a rare opportunity, I followed up with those who were absent. The reasons they gave were varied. Some said they had other arrangements that day and simply couldn't make it. Some said they would rather stay home and play video games than attend such a dating event. Even more shocking were those who bluntly admitted that they hadn't actually wanted to attend. It was their parents who signed them up, and they were not interested at all. I was left wondering, with such a great opportunity to find a partner right in front of them, why didn't these single men seize it?
This is it, guys. A woman cannot understand what being a man is. She just cannot understand why men would choose it. Even after countless videos and she talked back and forth with other guys, she still doesn't understand why men would leave such an opportunity. Like, yeah, that's an opportunity to lose everything. Become a slave of government or the wife, all that nonsense.
I really feel a bit helpless. Yesterday, a friend of mine invited me to attend a singles event that he organized. They had invited many people in advance, but in the end, very few men showed up, and most of the participants were older single women with decent jobs. My friend has been in this field for many years and always wants me to participate in his events because they organize similar events every year, whether high-end or low-end, often in cooperation with guilds or companies. But unfortunately, the success rate has never been high. I went to check out the scene. As soon as I arrived, I saw a group of women. They all had a good demeanor, mostly older single women, but there were hardly any men. The few men who did show up were mostly those repeatedly invited by phone. After taking a look, I felt the quality of the event was indeed not high, so I left. As I was leaving, I happened to see two men leaving as well, and I asked them why they were leaving so quickly. I asked them, "There are so many girls here, don't any of them catch your eye?" One of the men replied that they came with a mindset of just giving it a try. For this kind of low-end event, everyone is just going through the motions, knowing the success rate is not high. I continued chatting with them and told them that many of the women on site were actually quite good, with good family backgrounds and jobs. I asked why they were still unwilling to choose these women. They candidly admitted that it's not that older women are unacceptable. Women with the right values are still worth considering. But they felt that age is not the biggest obstacle. The key is that many men think about future family planning, especially the issue of having children. If a woman is already 34 or 35 years old and still wants to have 2 children, there might be fertility challenges. The main issue is that these older women often have very high expectations of men, from housing, cars, education, height, to family upbringing. These requirements are quite high, and many men don't have enough advantages to meet these conditions. So they hesitate and don't want to choose these older single women who, despite their good conditions, come with such high demands. One of the men also said that many women over 30 are very experienced and capable at work. But because of that, their expectations for men have also increased significantly. They want men not only to have high incomes but also to match them in every aspect. For example, if a woman earns 200,000 or 300,000 yuan a year, she might expect the man to earn at least double that. On top of that, men also need to provide more in terms of material and emotional support. So, men like us really feel we can't afford to marry such women. We feel that the emotional balance in the relationship would be very weak. As a result, they would rather choose someone younger, with lower expectations. Even though a younger woman may not be as capable, she tends to have a gentler personality and isn't as demanding financially. This explains very well why, at offline matchmaking events like this, many men leave after just a glance.
I would love if we could be honest and rebrand singles events as the truth, which is a perfect place to meet your brand new platonic best friend. Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend.
This is a great conversation, and the answer is rejection. You see, if you had a singles event, let's just say you brought in 100 women and 100 men, without having some kind of preference checklist for them all to meet before coming there, you're going to have a majority of women be attracted to a minority of men at these things. So majority of men already know they're going to be wasting their time, and it's just going to be, just rejection after rejection after rejection, while this minority of men are being fought over by all the women. And men experience this while going out to bars and whatnot. They see it happen all the time. So that's it. That's the biggest reason, is just rejection. So it's a waste of time for them. So hope that helped.
Attempted going to a singles mixer in downtown Phoenix. The ratio of men to women was way off. We left after maybe 40 minutes, but hey, we tried.
Okay, I'm confused. What happened to strong, independent women don't need no man?
Single events where singles go to meet other people are the worst, because that's pretty much just the leftovers and the completely hopeless people that have zero values and zero standards, They just go there in hope that they find someone that they can date. Single groups, single Facebook groups, single markets, dating apps, like all of these things are where the singles with no standards go to and never get anything. That's the worst place to meet high quality women.
Don't worry, there will not be any shortage of men there.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like...
We just left the event. So bad. I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom.
Fun fact about guys, we don't want to do anything. And women want to do things. We're going to go apple picking. We're going to go to brunch. We don't want to do any of that. We'll do it to be nice, but just know that none of us want to do it. I used to go out with this girl, and I would fly in from a gig. Let's say my flight landed at 4. She'd be like, when do you fly in? And I go, I fly in at 7. She'd be like, oh, all right, I'll come over at 7 and we'll hang out. But I needed those 3 hours to just fart, shit, decompress, unpack, watch a fucking TV show. So I would lie to her just to get myself a little charge up time. I would open the door, she'd be like, what are we doing today? It's Sunday, let's go out. I was like, I want to kill myself. So no guy wants to do anything. We'll do it, but we don't want to.
Why are men not going to brunch to look for women? If you know that there's tons of beautiful women there, it just seems like they would flock there. So why not? I'll give you a couple of different ideas on what I think. Basically, if I wanted to have a serious connection formed, I would likely not be going somewhere with bottomless amounts of alcohol, because it's probably something that's not going to yield a true connection. Now, can I have fun? Sure. But is it really going to be worth all that? Probably not. Two, yes, if I go to brunch, there's going to be tons of beautiful women, but they're all going to be wearing their best in the highest heels with the most glam, their hair done by the gods. I mean, it's going to be a show. If I am a man looking for a true connection, am I going to be going to a pageant where everybody's done up, or am I going to be looking in other places where I might find someone a little bit more real? Also, to be quite honest, as a man in society, they are basically told that anytime a woman is ordering anything within the general vicinity of you, it is your responsibility to pick up the tab. Can you imagine going into a brunch with a huge table full of women and wanting to talk to just one, and then somehow or another being tied into the expectations? Not to mention the judgment. I mean, come on, ladies. It's not like as though we're just like, oh, I wonder where he got his degree. And I'd love to have a conversation and see if he can, stimulate my mind. That's not what's happening. We're wondering what car he drives. You're asking each other how tall is he? How cute is he? How much do you think he made? Where do you think he works? Like, those are not the things that a man looking for a real connection, looking for his wife, is going to want to be involved in. Okay? So I didn't meet my husband at the brunch or any club or anything like that. And you may want to look for other places, because those may be good for you because you're dolled up, but that's not going to necessarily tell a man that you're ready for something serious.
Whatever she said was perfectly correct, and I don't think any man is interested in that. Maybe he wants to sleep around, then he would show some effort, but I don't think any man is going to wipe such a woman. Let me know what you guys feel about the entire scenario.
Hey, let's write something. What rhymes with even? As in, I don't get mad, I get even.
I drench my grandma in semen. My uncle touched me before I got beaten. Once a kid enters my basement, he ain't leaving. The plane's heading for the towers, ain't stealing. The planes inside the towers aren't leaving. Both towers are now leaving. Fell in love with a girl in Thailand, but she turned out to be Steven. Cops on my back, yeah, they stopped me from breathing. I'll get mad. Violence is something I believe in. I have to feed the children in my basement because they haven't eaten. The children in my basement can't stop screaming. I don't get mad, I get even. You find a body in the freezer, but the door won't close because I couldn't get easy. My kneecaps just got beaten. A person with no taste buds is called a vegan. Shut it!
Oh wow, an employee survey. I'm gonna fill this out and be completely honest about what I think this company is doing wrong. They'll respect me for my honesty.
This is a great way to get fired.
Oh, Nick, it's your car!
Yeah.
Blue!
That's my car.
That's way cooler than yours. Oh.
Well, I bet you his girlfriend's hotter than mine too, so how about that?
Stop.
So anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Comment your opinions in the comment section below. Here are some more videos you're interested in watch. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.